in the very top corner, 2 items. The first box, you see the one with the blue writing on the top?
Yeah.
That's your alarm box, which I'll show you your alarm fob at the minute. It's got a tilt sensor as well as a motion sensor. So when your alarm's set, if anyone lifts your van up in the air, it'll trigger the alarm. Also, there's a motion sensor inside, which is just on the wall there. So if anyone moves around in here, it triggers your alarm as well.
Okay.
Now, it's got its own battery source in there. So when it's fully charged up, it'll last 3 months standalone. So even if I take your leisure battery away, at least you know when it's fully charged, you've got 3 months worth of your alarm. But obviously with your leisure battery included, it's a longer period than it would be without the battery.
Okay.
Now the next one, at the back, the big silver one, there's your 10 litre hot water boiler.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Now you see the little yellow tap that's sitting flat currently?
Yes.
That's what's called your drain off tap. So to drain the contents of that boiler and your water system out, all you simply do is push that up so it sits straight up in the air. And then if you leave your taps open in the central position, it will drain all the contents of the boiler and all the water out the pipework, and everything simply drains out directly underneath there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, obviously, definitely winter time, you need to, again, drain it all out, because if water freezes in your pipes, it'll obviously split all your pipes. So winter time, lift that up, leave your taps open in the central position, everything will drain out, and then it does mean if there's any residual water left and it freezes, it can move around in your pipe so it won't cause any damage.
Okay.
Okay, but obviously when you come to use it, all you simply need to do is drop the tap back down as it currently is, attach your water outside, then it's you pulling water through your taps, cold side first, then the hot side. Once you've got running water on both sides of your tap, that's your water system primed and ready to go for it.
Right, okay.
Okay, now one and only thing you need to listen to me is never ever switch this water boiler on until you've pulled water through it. If you do switch it on without pulling water through, it's like boiling your kettle at home with no water in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
So always make sure you've got water in your system, so you've got running water on both sides of your tap, you know that water boiler's filled up and ready to go.
Okay.
Okay, so to turn it on, there's 2 ways. There's gas, which is on the wall behind me there, I'll show you in a minute, but the electric is on what's called your consumer unit here. So if I drop your door down, so you've got water heater on the end here. So when you're packing down, get yourselves into a habit turning that one off.
Yeah.
Okay, because all it is if you don't, I know fair enough, when you pull your electric out it's going to go off anyway, but if you don't, imagine it's on like that, you've pulled your electric out now, you've packed it up, next time you go away you pull up on the site, you plug your electric in, then you're chatting to the neighbours next door, oh we had an horrific drive down here, blah blah blah, all the rest of that. In the time you're talking, that's already heating up and you'll burn your element out.
Okay.
So just get yourselves into a habit, switch it off, and then next time you come to it, not until you've got water through the system, and then just simply turn it on.
Okay.
Okay, happy with that?
Yeah.
Lovely. So, other than that, on your consumer unit, the other buttons you've got a system shutdown on the end there. What that one does is stop any drain off your leisure battery.
Okay.
So if you're leaving it for any period of time, I would switch that off, and then it'll just save the life in your leisure battery, because obviously once you flatten your battery, you'll have killed it as such, so you need to buy a new battery, and they're not cheap, so believe me, you need to look after your battery.
Okay.
Where are you storing it?
It's on
Sort of on a field near a farm.
Yeah. Is there any electric where you are there?
No.
No, it's not. What I'd possibly look at then is, obviously your alarm's got its own battery in there, but what you could do when you park it up is take the leisure battery home with you and get a trickle charger at home and just keep it charged up at home.
Okay.
And then maybe take it back, plug it back in, and then just fire everything up in the van just to make sure you're happy with it. Because if you flattened it, it won't charge back up again, so you need to keep conditioning the battery so it stays alive as such.
Right.
Alright. Other than that then, we've got reverse polarity, isn't a button, it's just a light. If you take your van abroad, that will light up to let you know the power is reversed externally. If you see that lit up, it's not powering anything up in the van because it shuts the electric off in here so it doesn't frazzle your system in here.
Right.
And then all it is either a rewire of your leads or an adapter. Once the light's gone out, you know your system's in operation now. Okay. Then we've got battery charger. And then space heater. Now all the space heater one does, it sends the electric to the controls there. It doesn't actually switch your fire on and off. So there's no real damage if you do leave it on as such, but I would get into a habit of just turning both of them off when you're packing down.
Right.
And then you know when you get back to it that you're in control of it then, because you've physically got to switch it back on.
Yeah.
Right.
Alright.
Okay.
Then we've got 12 volt fuses and 12 volt fuses on the diagram there, so you know which is which. And again, 240 breakers, and then again 240 breakers there.
Okay.
So any electrical problems, this is your sort of first port of call.
Right. Okay.
Okay, happy?
Yeah.
Lovely. As easy as that. So, next thing we'll do, I'll do the controls above the door next. So, up above the door, so simple. So, power off, As you see, everything's off apart from your two front lights.
Yeah.
Now the reason for that is they're on the 240, they're on your mains electric. So the only way to switch them off is either A, the switches that are actually on the light themselves, or if I pull your mains cable out now, those lights will go off. Okay, so they're always on because they're on the mains electric. Other than that, power back on. So you see your screen lights up, 3 little lights on here. One at the top here with the lightning strike lets us know we're on mains electric. One inside the caravans letting us know we're running on the leisure battery, and then obviously the one on the power panels letting you know the power's on. So simple, when you're on site, they're the 3 lights that you want to see on.
Right.
Okay. Other than that, we've got view levels. Shows the condition of your leisure battery. So you know when you've got it on the field, you can check how strong your battery is just by simply pressing that. Now obviously it's up to 14 now because the battery charges go in, but when it's fully charged it should be sort of between the 12 and 13 on one of them two there.
Right.
Obviously if it's dropping down here, you need to think about taking it off, taking it home, charging it up, or power the van up as such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And now if you were plugged into the car, it will also show you the strength in your vehicle battery as well.
Okay.
All right. And then last one, water pump. So water pump on is as simple as that. Your pump's not running now because I've already pressurised up your system. So the only time that pump will run now is A, if you're asking for water, or B, if you've run out of water. So imagine once that Akerol's run out, the pump will constantly run looking for more water. So all you need to do is simply turn your pump off, refill your Akerol, come back, turn your water pump back on, and then simply come to your tap. I'll move your cushion so I don't get it wet. And as I say, always cold side first. So leave it running on the cold. Once you've got constant running water there, come on. Once you've got constant running water, that's your cold done. Come on. Then simply shut it off, round to the hot side, and leave it running on the hot. Okay, once you've got constant running water like that, you know that boiler's full of water and you're safe to switch everything off.
Right.
Oh God, it is hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, she's really hot. Okay, happy with
Okay.
that?
Yeah.
Perfect. So I'll tell you what we'll do next. While we're on about water boiler, you've got your 2 controls here. Now the top one, Ultra Store, think storage tank. That's for your hot water tank. This is the gas. The bottom one, Ultra Heat, is for your fire here.
Okay.
So you've got gas controls for your water boiler, electric controls for your fire.
Right.
All right. Now, do you see the lovely red light in the top one there?
Yes.
That's because I put that cover back on up there and I've upset the gas system. So if you ever see the red
okay.
light, it means it hasn't lit.
Okay.
To relight it or even start it off, the little grey collar turns on the outside, turn it off, leave it a few seconds, and simply turn it back on again.
Okay.
And it'll automatically ignite and purge itself. So you don't need to do anything to it.
Okay.
Guys, you got to get
That
that.
is